Hi friends, I'm Meisshun. Thanks for coming back. So today I'm going to share some stretchings that help to release our tightness in our hips and hamstring, especially for those who have seated for a long time to work or have been to hiking, cycling or running. So if you're ready, roll your mat and let's begin. So let's sit at the back of the mat and slowly place your forehead down to the floor and reach your arms to the sky, interlacing your fingers. Strengthen your arms as much as you can. Take a moment. Squeeze your scapula. Take a deep breath in and out. As you inhale in your child pose, release the tensions into a particular area in your upper body. Listen to the bird sounds. Close your eyes. As you exhale, come back into the seated position and chest up. Place your hands on the floor. We come into a upward facing dog. Press your hands down to the floor. Strengthen your arms. Pull your shoulder. And as you exhale, sit back to your child pose. Extend your arms. Inhale, upward facing dog. So we have few more times repetition. You can follow me or in your place. So in each inhalation, try to pull your chest forward. And exhale, bend your knees, sit back to your child pose. What we're going to do here is actually to release any tension in our spine. To warm up our spine through this bigger movement. And try to lift up your thighs as much as you can. And release it back. Now come up to a downward facing dog of today. Lift up your hips towards to the sky. Imagine someone is pulling your hips up to the sky. And see if you walk on your heels every time to release your tension. And place your right toes on or at the back of your left ankle. Feel the sensation, any tightness, any restrictions in that particular area of your left leg. As you inhale, release that tension. Exhale, change your leg. Your left toes on the right ankle. And last few more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Place your feet on the floor. Now bend your right knee towards to the chest. Okay, chins to your chest. And one step forward to the front of the mat to a low lunge. When you're ready, check if your right hip is pulling backward while your left hip is pulling forward. So to make sure you are doing a right low lunge. Now place your hands on the floor. Slowly walk your heels towards the side of the mat. Just place next to your left hand and coming down to a pigeon pose. Except pushing all the weight towards to the hands. Lift your back leg and extend your front leg. Extend the knee and bend your knee. Pigeon pose. Extend. As you exhale, bend your knees to a pigeon pose. So remember your right foot is exactly on the left side of the mat as you're coming down to a pigeon pose. So what we are talking here is our IT band, which is the muscles that we engage most during our hiking or running cycling. You can stay here, both hands on the mat, or see we can do more twisting in this pose. Now try to raise your right arms, reaching towards the sky, while staying your left hands on the floor. If you're experiencing some tightness in your hamstrings or your IT band, don't worry if you cannot do this pose because it's quite challenging. So maybe sit back to our pigeon pose and release. Now step back to a downward facing dog. This time we bend our neck lead towards to your chest, chin to our chest. Lift your heels and one step forwards to the front of the mat. And we change to a low lunge again. This time we change to our left side. Check your hips, whether it is squared. You can place your hands on the knee and chins look down into your chest. Feel the sensations where the hips giving to you. Slowly walk your left heels to the right side of the mat. Place your hands on the floor and then coming down, seated in a pigeon pose. Tuck your toes at the back and lift up your knee. Extend your front knee. Hands on the floor. See if you can straighten your knee and bend your knees, sit back to a pigeon pose. Exhale, bend your knee. Inhale, extend both knees. Great job. Try to repeat a few more times. You're doing great. Perhaps you just can strengthen your knee in a halfway. Don't worry, maybe you're experiencing some serious soreness in your hamstring and your hips. You can stay here, maybe 2 hands on the floor or 1 hand on the floor. Another hand raised up to the skies. See if you can do a before triangle pose. Maybe you can lift up your back heel in order to stabilize your position. With each inhalation, feel the softness and stiffness. Now come back to our pigeon pose. Chest up. Feel free to relax and back to our downward facing dog again. And knees down, release to our child pose. Take a few more breaths. In your next breath, come up and bring your hips all the way down to the floor. Now see if you can place one elbow to the floor and go ahead to bend your right knee. While chest to the floor, 2 hands grabbing your ankles, and simply begins to pull your heels towards to your glutes. So what we are going to stretch is our quadricep muscles. Now change side. Bend your left knee and your hands are grabbing the ankle. Maybe you can place your forehead down to the floor or chest up a little bit, gaze forward. Feel the stiffness in your quadriceps. Now begin to lift up your chest as well as your thigh. And then try to bend your knee 1 step forward again back to our low lunge. And 1 hand placed on the floor, while your right hand at the back, grabbing your left foot. gaze backward and trying to pull your heels toes to your glutes. And then release and bring your hands to the front, and we transform to a half splits. Flex your toes and extend your right knee. Here we can imagine that bringing our belly button towards to our thigh instead of running back. And then now we come back to the neutral positions and another leg forward. Your left knee bend to a low lunge, right hand on the floor, and lift up your left hand to the sky. And then at the back, grabbing your right foot. In each breath, in your inhalation, feel the stiffness and the restrictions inside your pelvis, in your hips, in your spine. As you exhale, let go with your breath. Now slowly bring down your foot and hands on the floor again. Change to a half split position. Extend your left knee and then remember to flex your toes, thinking that your belly really wanted touching on the fly instead of running back. Perhaps your hands cannot be fully placed on the floor. Go ahead with your fingertips. Don't worry, it's still yoga. Now slowly bring out your left foot and sit back to a child pose. Take a long deep breath in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. You can stay here, or if you're ready, come up with me again. Wonderful. Thank you guys. Thanks to yourself as well, because you have given your 10 minutes yoga break to yourself in the day, and it's a great time to rejuvenate yourself on the mats. Have a beautiful rest of the day, and we'll see you soon. Namaste. Hey friends, if you like my videos, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and click that subscribe buttons in order to make sure that you have received more videos from me and for us to bring more yogas to the world. And I will see you soon. Bye.